It is a first-gen Tacoma, straight axle swapped with 1 tons, Dana 60 in the front, 14 bolts in the rear. It has 40-inch tires. It has 25 inches of travel in the rear, 16 inches of travel in the front. We did a 4-link with a trailing arm setup in the rear. It's got a 3-link in the front. We cut off the truck bed and built our own custom kind of utility bed with a fridge on a slide, 32-gallon fuel cell, toolboxes on the side, and our rooftop tent on top. And it pretty much lets us go fast in the desert, rock crawl on the Rubicon, drive comfortably on the freeway. It does everything that we need it to. And is a great shelter for our dog. So up front we have our Smitty built XRC winch. It has done pretty well for us. We've used it quite a few times. This is the control box. We have the handle in the cab, which also has a load sensor and a flashlight, and it's pretty nifty. We have our totally street legal, DOT approved rigid headlights, as well as our not so legal but pretty legal looking KC headlights. We have our custom bumper up front with a bottle opener happy ending. One of my favorite finishing pieces. Let's see what else. Down here we've got our 3-link set up and our hydro assist ram. We have our coilovers and our air bumps. They're 3-inch air bumps on the front and the rear. We do have limit straps, so it's probably strapped at like 15. What else? We obviously moved the axle forward and we moved the frame up and got ourselves a little bit more travel that way. Made things a little bit more difficult in terms of fitting everything in, but it's in there pretty tight and everything works smoothly. We just replaced the steering box and now that is working great. Back here we've got bypasses and coilovers, 16-inch bypasses, and our 3-inch air bumps. Like I said, we have a pretty beefy sway bar, and the plan is to put another sway bar up front, and then we should be pretty good there. We put our batteries underneath back here in our skid plate. We have had to use them often for our ready welder and things like that, so putting them somewhere we can get to was tricky, but also necessary. And you know, the removable skid plate so we can get to them. We did shave the 14 bolt. We were getting hung up on rocks a lot, and that made a difference. Also, we reinforced the trailing arms, and that has helped us protect the rear drive shaft really well. We slam into them a lot on things like the Rubicon and haven't broken the rear drive shaft since. We had one incident before the trailing arms where we did snap the rear drive shaft and used the ready welder to put it back together and then pulled it off the trail and drove home on our front drive shaft. So everything has a use. Show you how it works in action. Pretty nice. We have our fridge slide out here, pretty accessible. Normally we have our water cans here so we can store our water, and we've got our 32-gallon fuel cell back there. Rooftop tent on top. Our toolboxes are pretty nice. Right now we've got some food in this side, our luggage, and we got tools on the other side. And it's pretty nice being able to access everything easily and be able to lock it up. We have our ammo cans over here. This one is pretty cool because we've got the air compressor underneath. We have a hose that goes directly to the air compressor, and we can use this to fill up our tires. We've got our tire deflator tools in here too, so we can, this is our air up, air down ammo can. This can use, we can use to store many things, and we decided to store our trash. we're working on that setup. We have these side lights that have actually been pretty useful. We are often pulling into camp at like 2 in the morning because we were finishing up working on something on the truck super late. So this is handy when we're trying to find a camp spot late at night and can't see anything. What else? I think that pretty much sums it up. On the other side, I didn't mention we have our fire extinguisher. So Ian is often on fire. I'm totally fine. Yeah, that's our truck.